Anissa, you talked about it pregame, this matchup between these two teams already.
Yep.
Bringing up the level of physicality.
I know, it's about winning tonight. Who could attack the basket? You see he's attacking there, but who can also rebound and who can push the ball?
Scotty Barnes remains on the other baseline. They're taking what looks like a knee. Kato with a two-handed slam. Oh. She's like, what? That's just what I do now.
Dunks on dunks on dunks for Nimi.
His development, Ashley, has been incredible. As Jacoby Walter fires one. Walter has been red hot on that road trip. Can't get that one to go. But RJ Barrett dealing with a little bit of right shoulder issues. Gets the pass into Jakob Poeltl over Jason Tatum. Celtics up early here, 4-2, but that was the first field goal for the Toronto Raptors.
And talking a little bit more about Nimi, he was really put in a position where he had to do well. There wasn't as many bigs, post players on the team as there were in previous years, and he had to do exactly what he just did right there.
And again, Matt, if you're the Raptors, you have to be intentional. You have to attack the paint. You see the Celtics continue to attack the paint themselves.
Hauser with an up fake and a rare shot from him that's not a three and a foul. And
so when you go in there, you know there's going to be some physical activity.
Raptors down 4 early. Keita going to work. It has been Keita on the receiving end.
But it's that pick and roll action. The Raptors have to find a solution to guarding the pick and roll. How are you going to defend this pick and roll so Keita cannot continue to eat?
Keita has 6 of their 8 in a turnover. Not the start the Raptors wanted here on this Easter Sunday in an early timeout. Darko Rayak.
They want to know that their chemistry is where it needs to be. Pulling out a win would be a huge confidence boost, but they've got some work to do, guys.
That's some great work right there. Barnes finding Jakob Poeltl on the inside. Raptors currently 6th in the Eastern Conference. Boston 2nd. Their magic number to secure the 2nd spot. Tatum with the...
And Matt, you see the difference in that 3. Again, 2 plays in a row. Scotty posting up, getting into the paint. One he drops to Poeltl. The other one he drops to Walter for a 3. Inside out. Great job by Walter again. Getting on the floor for the loose ball. Start on that defensive end.
Raptors control it. Scotty gets it to RJ, James Williams, Nick Booker, Shea Flores are 3 officials as B.I. attacks and gets...
I'm living in my way. You know, I was a big Public Enemy fan growing up. So, hey, shout out to Flavor Flav up in the building. Shout out to that move by B.I.
8-2 run by the Raptors since a timeout by Darko Rajakovic. Raptors have responded. Keita up top. Here's Tatum. Looking for Keita, and Scotty Barnes nearly stole it away. By Scotty. Raptors on the run. RJ the layup.
Again, you see the Raptors forcing the turnovers, getting down in fast break brand, Raptor-style basketball. Listening to RJ Barrett after the Memphis game, the interview, he said if they play Raptor-style basketball, they can beat anybody.
10-2 run. Keita trying to work on Jakob. He's doubled in the post. Scotty getting a piece of it. Here's a kick out from Keita to Tatum.
How about that poise, sidestepping Jacoby Walter, and then nailing a 3 in Scotty's face. So Tatum is back.
Over the last 4 games, shooting at a higher percentage as Scotty's 3 doesn't go. Raptors have been successful getting to the inside.
You have to continue it. Don't get bored with the process.
White attacking, spins around, doesn't go. Keita able to come away with the rebound with 3 Raptors around him. And after the 10-2 run by the Raptors, it's a 5-0 dart by the Celtics. RJ 3.
RJ to continue to attack. That's his strength.
Brown getting to the bucket, weaving his way through in a 7-0 run.
He gets better and better. That move right there was spectacular. Just a subtle change of direction, change of pace, finishing with the left hand.
Jacoby rises up and delivers.
And again, that's a 3-pointer, Matt. Getting in paint. Get 2 feet in the paint, collapse the defense. Although that was a contested shot, it's still more of a rhythm shot.
Scotty commits the foul with 5-8.
Past 2 games, this Celtics team, their first quarters have been explosive. 53 points in the first quarter against the Miami Heat, and then 43 points against the Milwaukee Bucks.
280 points over their last 2 games. Baylor Shireman stretches it out and makes the 3. Celtics are 10 for 13. They've only taken 3 shots outside the arc. And this is a team that utilizes the
three-pointer attempt. So they have a nice balance compared to last year.
Yeah,
in contrast, where they were just firing them things up there.
Here's Ingram with the three that doesn't go. Raptors, one of the lowest three-point usages in the NBA, but here today, 8 of their 15 from beyond the arc. Jordan Walsh from the corner doesn't go. Raptors out in transition. Celtics getting back. And RJ Barrett colliding with the camera operator. We will check in after the first free throw. Fresh Strategies are brought to you by Old Spice.
To the free throw line, doing so right in that last possession. And then again, that's Raptors basketball. You must play it. This is a perfect time to test who you are, where you are, because this is the high-level games and high-level competition you want to play, be a part of. So Raptors play their style of game and see if it's good enough.
Nikola Vucevic, acquired from the Chicago Bulls, his first game since March the 6th. He's been out the last 14. Long rebound for Brown off of his own miss. Doesn't go, batted out by Barrett. Ingram looks ahead to Shed. Celtics get back in transition, and it's Peyton Pritchard on the scene. Pritchard always seems to be around everything positive for the Celtics, at least.
I'll tell you this, Matt, the referees are not calling much. We talked about the Memphis game where they were calling everything early on. This is a very physical game, Sunday afternoon.
It's going to be a turnover. Celtics haven't attempted. It was a lengthy one with the whistle.
It was. I was a little tired. I could not tell a story. I was a little tired. Tired of the whistle and tired physically.
Shed with the runner. And Shed is fouled.
Floater and missed, but he was right there for the rebound.
Shed with 11 assists. Jose Calderon, third on the list.
And don't forget my boy Milt Palacio was on that list. Milt Palacio came in as the backup, ended up taking my spot halfway through the season.
That's why you're not on the list. Otherwise, you would be on the list. You were a starter. Vucevic.
Sometimes.
Colin Murray Boyles. Mamu Kelishvili to Colin Murray Boyles. And Murray Boyles gets to the inside.
Candidates at times. You talk about a champion, and he's back.
Shot doesn't go. A.J. Lawson with it. Barnes ahead now. Shed. Colin Murray Boyles cut off, sends it to Mamu Kelishvili. Shed the open three from the corner. And he gets a soft roll with the rim. And it's a 9-0 run and the Raptors' first lead. 5 turnovers by Boston, leading to 7 points. Certainly a key. Raptors getting on the glass with Scotty Barnes back out on the floor. Barnes attacking Tatum. Gives it short corner to Colin Murray Boyles.
And I like to see that Scotty Barnes is back in the game in this first quarter. Took an early break, looked like he was a little winded. Got himself back together. Now he's going to finish this quarter out.
Vucevic sets the screen and rolls. Here's Pritchard, deep three. Off the mark. Long rebound. Shireman able to save it. Tatum under 10 of the shot clock. Gets in the paint. On a kick out. Shireman attacking. Runner good. Tied at 24.
And you're starting to see the fill and replace. You see Jason Tatum that time penetrate from the right wing. Shireman comes right from behind the space where he left, was wide open for another penetration bucket.
Scooped up by Pritchard off of the Barnes miss.
These guys, the Celtics teams, they're really on a good page. They have the chemistry. They understand where they need to be at all times to play one another.
Scotty, the closeout, and now a foul is going to be charged to Barnes. That's the head athletic trainer speaking to Scotty. Tatum. Shot clock down. Tatum over Lawson. Shot doesn't go. Tatum 2 for 4 from the field. Colin Murray Boyles to A.J. Lawson, the corner three.
And you know what's interesting I would love to see? I haven't seen many teams do it since Jason Tatum's return. I want to see people attack him on the defensive end. Make sure offensively when you're coming back from an injury, especially a tough injury, as you see a tough shot by Pritchard. Offensively, you get to move at your own pace. Defensively, you have to react and respond. Your instincts have to kick in. If I'm the Raptors, I'm going to try to attack him every chance I get. Nice back cut.
Back cut by Jacoby, 1 point. Tatum on a kick out. Vucevic at the end of the clock. Murray Boyles flips it to Barrett. RJ in a reach in. And a turnover. And a three, and a technical on R.J. Barrett.
Leads to a 3-point made, and then it leads to a technical foul. That's a 4-point play. And you never know how you're going to respond after that. Now you're down 2 after being up 2. So, again, R.J. Barrett, you can be upset and everything. You have the right to be upset, but you got to keep your emotions intact.
2-point lead for the Celtics after that. Here's Mamu, the three! Swish. Mamu, 38% from 3. Over the last 3 games, shooting 54% from downtown. Raptors lead by 1. And great activity by Scotty. Raptors 4 on 3. Mamu, up fake, gets by Hauser on the inside. And knocked away, last touch by White. It'll be Raptors.
And is transferring into this game as well.
Turning, firing, good! Jacoby Walter. He's made 47 threes since the All-Star break. White over to Tatum. Back to Derek White with a hand in the face. Good defense by R.J. Barrett. Lead pass. R.J. catches it. R.J. The layup doesn't go. Raptors by 4. They've outscored Boston 8-4 here in the second quarter. Hauser. Raptors defensive intensity has been there since that early timeout by Darko Rajakovic, and they're getting to the glass.
They are getting to the glass, but that possession, I do not like those switches with big and smalls because that's going to give those 3-point opportunities.
Murray Boyles off of the bench with a bucket and an 8-0 run, and the Raptors' largest lead.
Now let's keep our eye. They're switching. Yes, CMB has the man game. We watched them execute it nicely in the past few games, but they're really connecting nicely that 2-man game, that pick-and-roll action.
Shed with Barrett, Walter, Murray Boyles, and Mamukelashvili. Shed batted out, controlled by White. Raptors doing a good job defensively. Brown. Walter doesn't bite. Shed comes over to help.
Great
Hauser
defense.
Chased off the line. Shireman. Shot clock at 4. Shireman turns and fires. Shot doesn't go. Long rebound. Keita. And here's a 3. Scramble mode. Doesn't go. White with it. White attacking. 4th opportunity. Keita cleans up.
Great defense all up until the offensive rebounding. Only way to complete the defensive possession is to get a defensive rebound. This is where the Celtics excel. Second chance opportunity points.
+8 on the glass. CMB in traffic. Shireman with it. Walter nearly came away with the steal. Hauser deep 3 and again an offensive rebound. Brown. Keita. No. Mamukelashvili with it. Tough pass, but through the left hand of Keita. It's going to be Raptors basketball.
He came in and provided that energy and that spark, which got them this lead right now.
White now closing out on Walter. Side pick and roll action. In and out.
But I still like the action. Still curling, coming downhill, moving without the basketball.
Brown. 4-point game.
So poised when he's in the midst of confusion. It seemed like he's getting in the paint where there's so much traffic. He still has his concentration.
Plays at his pace. Does Brown. Here's Ingram, and he's fouled by Hauser. Ingram in 2 games against the Celtics this season, averaging 27. Shed. And an offensive foul. 1 for 5 from the field. Brown with Shireman, Keita, White, and Hauser. Barnes, Shed, Pirtle, Walter, and Ingram. Shireman. And that spills out as Scotty B is able to handle it. Raptors, it's been over 3 minutes since they scored. B.I. gives it up as a double came to him in the air. Barnes backing in, spins. And a foul is going to be charged to Shireman, but R.J. Barrett checks in. Tatum, Hauser. Raptors connected defensively. Brown, the bucket. That's their first bucket in 2 minutes. Scotty attacking Queta. Handles it. And his first field goal.
And that's the key. B.I. and Scotty, they have to continue to be aggressive. And the Raptors, they got to show Jaylen Brown bodies. He's too strong one-on-one to maintain at the basket. You got to show him bodies. Make him a facilitator if you can.
Tatum working with Queta. Queta on the roll with Jakob stepping up like that. You got to have rotation on the backside.
You definitely do, but that was a heck of a pass by Jason Tatum. Finding his teammate, cutting to the basket.
Tatum's been their top scorer as RJ gets the bucket. Raptors shooting 40%. Celtics just 42%. Playoff intensity here. And Tatum's going to head to the free throw line. With 2:58 left in Game 4 of the Knicks and Celtics series. And New York went on to win that second round Eastern Conference semifinal matchup. Ingram. Scotty, open look from the corner, in and out.
Good action right there, B.I. getting to the paint, finding Scotty in the corner.
Brown, double, White, drills it.
And just slow getting out. RJ did a good job of collapsing down, not allowing that pick and roll or interior pass, but somebody has to go out if RJ can't get back in that corner. That's Derek White. We know he can make that three ball at a high rate.
Celtics 4 for 17 from 3 as Barnes on the take.
I love the take. I love attacking the closeout, finding the gap.
White, pardon me, Brown on the inside. Scotty drive and kick. RJ. Brown now with 10 points. Scotty, the bucket. He's got 6.
You see Scotty more and more aggressive.
Barnes with the tough matchup against Jaylen Brown. Tatum up top, guarded by RJ. Queta trying to work against Murray Boyles with a clock down and the hook. He's got 16.
And that's just showing his improvement. But I'd rather that the early pass to the pick and roll and make him make a play rather than the pick and roll where all he has to do is finish at the rim.
Open look for Ingram and he misses. 1 for 7 from the field. Raptors down by 3. Shed cuts off White up top to Tatum. Tatum deep 3, got it.
That's when you can't fall asleep. That is Jason Tatum. You might not have seen him all season, but you can't give him any airspace because he will let it go.
22-8 run. Murray Boyles to the cutting RJ. Raptors have had looks.
And they definitely had looks, and got to continue. Got to plug away. That was a great pass, great catch. I don't think RJ was expecting that pass.
It's a great dish. Here's Brown redirecting in the paint, operating.
He just does a nice job of decelerating, get to that paint, stays on that one leg, and he plays with so much strength.
3-second difference, game clock, shot clock. Scotty with Queta on him. Shot doesn't go. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, Tatum, and a foul is called. Tatum picks up his third, and the first half comes to a close. Comes away with it. So B.I., his struggles continue, and RJ, good job just standing his ground, and a turnover. That's the 11th. They average just 12.2, tops in the league. And Barrett misfires. He's 2 for 8. Queta sets a screen. Tatum, no. B.I. with the rebound.
You talk about that RJ Barrett, that last defensive play. It was great rotation by RJ.
Jakob underneath. And Jakob Pertl with the bucket.
And that's what I like to see the Raptors continue attacking the rim. I've been saying it all day. Attack the rim, get to the paint, make this Boston Celtics team figure out what you want to do.
Brown. And a offensive foul on Jaylen Brown.
Offensive foul on the Celtics.
That's his second.
And that's what Brown does. He plays very physical, even on the offensive side. He reminds me a lot of a Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, as great as an offensive player he was, a lot of it came through his physicality. He would hack you while he was on offense, make you feel the pain.
Scotty backing in the cut. Jakob, there you go. Raptors
Need to attack the paint.
Tatum weaving his way through. Gets by Pirtle in the two-handed slam.
And somebody has to bring awareness to Keita in his screen setting. He sets screens so high, and they're illegal screens, to be honest. And that gives Tatum that runway to get all the way to the basket.
He's got 13. Here's RJ. Batted out. Pirtle. Barnes. RJ in the corner. 5 on the clock. 4 on the clock. Shot clock down to 3. Barrett has it swatted away by Keita. Saved by Tatum. 6-point lead for Boston. And Brown is fouled by Ingram. Averaging 25, 5, and 5 in the NBA. Giannis. Elite company. You hear the crowd chanting MVP, and I know you believe he should be in the conversation, although I think a lot of people believe that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will potentially win it in back-to-back seasons. Ingram.
But just how fortunate are you as a franchise?
Jacoby continues his hot shooting.
The Celtics, you have to pay attention to it. And what is that going to do? That's going to open everything up. That's going to open a slip. That's going to open another swing. So just having that threat, you have to exercise that.
Tatum, 3, short. Scotty with the rebound. He'll bring it across the timeline. Here's RJ Barrett. Barrett on the inside, denied by Keita.
Keita's a force down there.
Tatum gets by Pirtle, wide open 3. Brown, no. Scotty lead pass. RJ, turnover. We've seen a lot of that over the last week.
This is one of these guys that's one of these most improved guys as well, what he's done with this team at his position and what he provides.
5-point game. Tatum attacking. 7-point game. Scotty right to Jakob Pirtle. Just keep between the actions that they've been able to get with Jakob Pirtle as well as Walter. They're a combined 11 for 13 off of the foot of White.
I like the Raptors. They're really pushing the tempo this second half.
B.I. right to the rim.
And you see his urgency of taking the ball out, getting the ball out, pushing it up. Yes, that was one turnover, but again, 2 of the last 3 possessions led to layups.
3-point game. Brown loses it out of bounds, and another turnover by the Boston Celtics.
But how about the on-ball presence by Scotty, and then in the gap, Jacoby Walter, again, deflecting the basketball, knocking it off of Brown's leg.
Jacoby spills out, tapped back by Pirtle, but taken by Tatum. Tatum.
With Keita out, you can take your bigger guy out and Pirtle, and now let CMB, because he can play out, he can switch a little bit. You know, Vooch is going to want to sit out and expand the defense a bit, so he's not going to be that big of a post-up threat.
RJ leans in, gets the bucket.
Great patience by RJ.
Hauser, and Raptors didn't get back in a timeout. Darko Rajakovic. Raptors of their 15 points here in the third. 12 are in the paint. B.I. finds RJ. Walter up top, Shed now, driving. CMB goes up to throw it down, and he's fouled by Vucevic.
Continue to put pressure on this Boston Celtics team.
First free throw doesn't go.
7 to 8 rebounding game throughout his career, but his rebounding has really picked up.
13 games this season, averaging 9.9.
So you talk about his focus and what he's doing and what he's providing for the team. And I was mentioning before, how lucky as a franchise are you? 1 year, they're calling out MVP as you see the Raptors get another steal.
Shed, no, but Murray Boyles trailing the play with a slam dunk.
Getting those steals, getting out in transitions. Raptors doing an outstanding job of not allowing this Boston Celtics team to get so comfortable throughout this game.
Raptors are 13 for 22 at the rim. Vucevic saves it. Shireman a three, doesn't go. Batted out by Ingram. Vucevic scoops it up, puts it back up and in. CMB is 3 for 4 at the rim. So all to your point that you mentioned earlier, get in the paint. Raptors down by 3. Shed working with CMB. Now RJ turns the corner, and it's going to be an offensive.
See Jordan Walsh in the game, providing a little bit of ball pressure and forcing the Raptors not getting into their set.
Brown, the bucket, back to 5.
The Raptors have been doing a really good job of responding when the Celtics been going on their runs.
RJ the open 3, got it.
Another response.
2-point game for the Raptors. You couldn't hope to be in a better spot than right now. With 5 minutes to go in the third, CMB got it. 4 for
help CMB and Sandro rebound the basketball. And it's the matchup I wanted to see. CMB, he can do a good job of guarding Jaylen Brown.
Pritchard attacking. Pritchard keeping Shed on his hip, lays it up and in.
And you see how he just dipped his shoulder into the larger Sandro? He does that. He's one of the best in the NBA, if not that, at that size.
B.I. draws a crowd. Shed. Ingram. Walsh with the steal. Right to the iron.
And I mentioned it, Matt. Jordan Walsh is really coming to game, providing that energy and on-ball pressure. Right that time, getting the steal and getting the two-hand flush.
Mama with 3. Silencing the crowd in front of Flava Flav.
Hey, look at Flav. He said, yeah, boy.
That's exactly what he said. 2-point game. Pritchard maintains the dribble. On a switch, Barrett on him. Pritchard chased out. Here's Shireman a 3. Too strong. Chance here to tie or take the lead on a 3. RJ spin move in traffic. Ingram. Mamu Kelishvili. Drive kick. Shot clock at 7. RJ. Mamu the 3. Too strong.
Boy, I would like that.
Not.
Come on. Yeah, I like the reference.
Raptors outscored Boston 31-26 in the third. Celtics were just 1 of 6 from three-point range. Tatum turns the corner over the shoulder. Pritchard deep 3. It's Peyton Pritchard. 83-77.
And it's Tatum making the play happen, getting in there, finding his teammate.
Jakob. Raptors will need one of Barnes and Ingram and Barrett to get going here in the fourth. Pritchard finds Vucevic, and they come out on a 5-0 run.
See, again, the Celtics being super aggressive, trying to get into the paint at 2 plays in a row, making something happen.
Great dish. Jakob Poeltl with a dozen.
Scotty doing something very similar, getting close to the basket, collapsing the defense, finding Poeltl. So both teams are really exercising the game plan.
Pritchard turns the corner. Walter gets hung up on the screen. Pritchard. D doesn't come. Pritchard, 9 points. Turns to 11.
Here's when you want to limit the spurts. Turnover right here. Raptors not responding in a way they need to respond early in this fourth.
Murray boils in. Mamu on a switch, guards Tatum. Hauser gives it back. Under 10 of the shot clock. And Tatum draw in New York on Friday and close it out against Brooklyn on Sunday. Trying to avoid the play-in and secure postseason berth. Largest lead of the game by either team. Raptors turn it over.
Already 2 turnovers in this fourth quarter. That's not how you want to start this quarter.
Tatum. How about that move?
He's just informed, right? Just keeps RJ Barrett on his hip and shoot the ball over a taller Jakob Poeltl off the glass.
11-2 run. Now 11-4 run here in the quarter. Back to a 10-point game. Shed, Walter, Barrett, Poeltl, Mamu Kelishvili. Pritchard turns a corner. The layup is good.
Peyton Pritchard's really impacting this fourth quarter since he's been in the game.
Pritchard's got 13. Doing damage in the second half. RJ finds Jakob.
Great job by RJ. Great patience, keeping his head up, keeping his dribble alive, finding Pirtle for an easy lay. So now you got to start getting your stops. You got to get your stops. You got to contain Peyton Pritchard, not allow him to continue to get loose. And now he's going downhill again, getting to his sweet spots.
Pulls it back out. Tatum gives it back to Pritchard. He's got Jakob Pirtle on him. Step back three. Doesn't go. Flying in is Mamukelashvili for the rebound.
Good job by Pirtle, keeping Pritchard in front of him, contesting the three ball.
Shed up top. RJ. RJ wanted a call. Tatum with Walter on him. Hauser attacking. In the reverse, plus the foul.
Matt, this
Raptors against the elite teams struggle to get their offense going. And bench has outscored the Raptors bench here in the fourth, 10-2. Ingram back up top. Here's Shed. Three, doesn't go. Walter battling for it. And what a great job by Jacoby. 6 and 9 from the field, 4 or 5 from 3. Walter finds Shed. Shed now, driving, cutting. Mamu is fouled. First free throw good.
modeling my game after someone like Derek White. An outstanding defender, a person offensively can do a lot more than he's asked, but he's part of a winning solution, winning program.
That's a great comp. Pritchard, fading, bucket. We've seen it before from Peyton Pritchard against the Raptors. 15, 9 in the quarter, largest lead, White. Here's Walter, and he's fouled in the corner.
Then it finds Jacoby Walter, and Jacoby Walter had an opportunity for 3 ball. Right here, misses the first.
Misses both. Third and final free throw. Jacoby White. Ingram gets it back. Get a switch. B.I. backing in on Pritchard. Now Pritchard knocking it away. It's going to be Raptors.
Dribbles against Pritchard. 2 dribbles, spin, shoot right over top of him.
Tatum driving with a left. No, Keita cleaning up.
Keita being giant on his spot that time. Offensive cleanup. And that's by design because he has been so effective in that position.
10-point game. Stops are a premium. Pritchard to Brown. Raptors, 3:45 to go, fourth quarter action. Brown spinning. And RJ commits the foul. Turnover. Tatum! Largest lead. Crowd feeling it. Barrett.
Feel the Raptors falling apart just a little bit, but that was a great behind-the-back pass by CMB.
Raptors, 54 points in the paint, but the Celtics, 72. Celtics shooting just 28% from 3.
We talked about that balance, Matt. That presence in the paint, you see him again, just finishing around the basket.
And then you add in the work of Keita. Here's Brown, a turnover coming out of the timeout. Slam dunk. It's been all Celtics in the fourth.
You said it early on, Matt. This is a serious team. They take on the identity of their coach, Joe Mazzulla, and the players. They continue to play with that sense of urgency. They play with that professionalism. You'll see Brandon Ingram almost getting a steal of himself.
The year, he said a steal. Now, maybe he said that because since 2018, 6 head coaches have received
that award to Coach Mazzulla's point. Makes some sense to me.
Keita, 18 points, 7 rebounds, a plus 30 And the Raptors, in order to secure that spot, I mean, every game's a must-win situation, but you have to handle business on your home court against the Miami Heat on both of those nights.
No doubt about it. That's just 2 games you must get in order to continue to stay afloat. You see Jamison battle with the spin, pull-up jump shot.
And the Toronto Raptors fall here on Easter Sunday in Boston. Last time they won here, October 22nd.